Hi, I'm still alive. Is Clip Studio Paint, or CSP for short, 4.0 update worth the money? I never tried CSP for iPad before because it's a subscription service and I'm too cheap for that. But let's see if this 4.0 update can change my mind. Full disclaimer though, this is not sponsored by CSP. Why not CSP? There are two modes or interfaces for iPad, Studio and Simple. Studio has the exact same interface with PC, but with additional sliders for brush size and opacity, kinda like in Procreate or Ibis Paint. However, intuitive gestures on Procreate don't work in CSP Studio mode, like for example, pinching layers to merge or holding a shape so it looks smooth. Yeah, you can't do that. They also show shortcuts like in PC. Why? This is like they just duplicate what's on PC onto an iPad. Unless you have a magic keyboard, all these shortcuts are basically useless. But I do like having the sub-view window. I'm using it to place my references. By the way, I'm drawing Eva. Finally, we have a tall wind guy. But isn't his name kinda like that girl robot in Wall-E? Eva. Anyway, Simple Mode's interface is so much simpler, as the name suggests. I think this is the standard drawing app interface for iPad or tablet. It's kinda similar to Procreate or Ibis Paint. 3D models are probably CSP's biggest selling point, and you can also access that in Simple Mode. It also has a library for poses materials, which is provided for free. They have quite a collection, so it's perfect for references or dynamic poses study. The model's adjustments is similar to the Studio mode, but much less comprehensive. But you can still adjust the lighting, the model height, head to body ratio, perspective. Whoa. I can't seem to find 4.0 features though. I think we should be able to draw on 3D models like for tattoos and stuff, but I can't seem to do that in Simple Mode. I can't find the other new features as well. I guess you can't access 4.0 features in the Simple Mode, so I'm gonna switch back to Studio Mode for the rest of the video. I'm okay with the Studio Mode being the exact copy of the PC version, but I wish they include intuitive gestures like pinching to merge layers, so the drawing process is more seamless. Anyway, I tried the enclose and fill for the base color because I want to try this. But it doesn't work because my sketch is too messy. I'm just gonna use the good old paint bucket tool. That works well as long as you choose the refer other layers one. I cannot remember which custom brush I used on CSP. It's such a good brush, but I think the name was in Japanese characters, so I can't remember. Fong, just watch your old videos when you still use CSP. Yeah. I don't think I can handle the cringe of watching my old videos. I haven't quite made peace with myself. Anyway, I love CSP's smudge tool because it blends so well. Procreate smudge is also good. I'm just not a fan of Ibis Paint smudge, but I do miss its flat watercolor opaque brush, which now that I think about it, is similar to my old CSP brush. Wait, I wanna try the puppet warp. It's one of the new features in 4.0. On the website, it looks so easy. It can fix the drawing even if it's already merged in one layer. It looks great for poses. Let me try with this ballerina cafe. Go to edit, transform, puppet warp. We have to make dots on the joints and then move them. Yeah, shake it boy. The dots are anchor points. So when you move one dot, the others will keep the drawing in place. Then just drag them until you get the desired pose. Yeah, so this is the before and after. I think I owe Cafe several apologies after this. Let's see if it also works for portraits. Make some dots as anchor points and then drag. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I don't think it's meant to fix faces. Oh jeez. Okay, so Puppet Warp is not for portraits. So let's stick with Liquify. It's a little wonky, but they improved it though. It's more solid now. Also, out of topic, but have you heard Eva's voice in the Chinese dub? It's so good.
没错。 或许是因为他一直在强撑。
Oh, it's like having salted caramel in my ear. Wait, what? Anyway, I don't know if it's my iPad or is CSP's skin resistant doesn't work well. You know when you draw on the tablet, the side of your hand touches the screen? That's why we have this type of gloves. If you see random dots all over the portrait, you know why. I do have a glove, but I left it home. This was recorded when I was out of town. I took a break, okay? Which explains the lack of video last week. Sorry about that. I'm using a round mixing brush for rendering. It's under thick paint. It works well, but it kind of lacks texture, and you know I'm all about texture. Also, because it's a mixing brush, it's kind of blendy. So instead of applying color, it blends the color instead, but not as much as the smudge tool. One of the massive features on 4.0 is drawing on 3D models, like I mentioned before. It's really cool and helps a lot when drawing characters with tattoos like Xiao or Ororon or My Day. Is it pronounced My Day or Me Day? Anyway, Eva also has a tattoo on his neck. Neck tattoos look simple, but it's actually quite tricky. If you get the curve wrong, it looks weird. Adjust the position like the reference, and we'll save it until we're ready to draw the tattoos. Here's another cool 3D feature on CSP. So this is a 3D head model, and you can change the facial features with the face mixer, and you can adjust the intensity using the slider. You can make a lot of different faces with this thing. I don't think this is included in the 4.0 features, but I just think it's really cool. Afterwards, just create a layer above it and trace it. God, I hope it doesn't make me lazier than I already am. It's perfect for studying facial anatomy, but I don't think you can adjust the joints like the full 3D model, so you can't make him tilt his head or turn backwards, which is unfortunate. Another unfortunate thing, I cannot seem to draw on it like before, yet keep showing this error pop up. Originally, I wanted to draw Eva's neck tattoo and scar using this model, but I can't. Why, CSP? Why can't we draw on the 3D head? It feels like a missed opportunity. But maybe there's a way, and I just don't know about it. You guys can let me know if I miss anything. Every time I use different drawing apps, my art style changes. Does it happen to you guys? I feel like my art style here is different than usual. Anyway, CSP 4.0 also improved the 3D models to line art conversion, which means when you turn 3D models into line art, it's smoother now, I think. I wanna try it with a cowboy hat 3D asset for Eva, but it cost money, so I had to use another way. Use Pixel Squid. It also cost money, so we have to use yet another way. You have to be slick in this economy. Rotate it to a similar angle, just like the reference, screenshot it, import it to CSP, and apply the line art filter, then adjust it to your liking. It takes more effort just to scale and rotate. You have to go to Edit, Transform, then choose Scale or Rotate. The process isn't as seamless as in Ibis Paint or Procreate. Listen, I don't mind CSP duplicating the PC version's interface, but at least improve some functions so it's more user-friendly for iPad or tablet users. They also released a lot of animation features in 4.0, so if you're interested in animation, you can try that out yourself. Sorry, I don't try the animation features. I don't think I'm educated enough in animation to review them. CSP also released a watermark feature to add protection to your work when uploading online, which I think is great. With AI-generated images being on the rise, we have to be extra careful. Every time I open my Explore page on Instagram, there's always Ghibli AI generated images. What happened to this world? Let's try the improved filters. In the website, it says that it can preview and compare, extract line art from images, like what we did earlier with the cowboy hat, and creates blur like camera lens. So, is CSP 4.0 or CSP in general for iPad and tablet worth the money? Well, despite its shortcomings, I think it's worth it. I don't know about PC users, but if you're on iPad, the subscription is quite cheap for a single device. And every time they release an update, you automatically get it. I really like the Puppet Warp, drawing on 3D models, and also the face mixer. I just wish that the studio mode is more intuitive and not just an exact copy of the PC version. At least enable some gestures to make the drawing process more seamless. But do you really need to buy CSP subscription to make good drawings? Of course not. There are a lot of great free drawing apps like Ibis Paint and Medibang, and resources for 3D assets like Pixel Squid. CSP's price is probably considered cheap in the US, but let's convert it into Indonesian rupiah. You can get 2 reasonable meals with this amount. So just because I said it's worth it doesn't mean you have to buy it. Oh, and I know this is late, but Eid Mubarak. Selamat Hari Raya Idul Fitri bagi teman-teman yang merayakan. Mohon maaf lahir dan batin. Bye!